My name is Tom Rich, and for my personal brand I selected clean energy, energy efficiency, advocating for a sustainable future, with the main emphasis on the transportation industry. Now, as complicated as that sounds, I really didn't even hesitate when it came time to select a personal brand. Sometimes in life things just fall into place, and for me this was one of those times. See, I have a deep connection with nature that goes back to my infancy and has just grown stronger as I've grown as a human being. When I got my current job with NV Energy in the Fleet Services Department, I was happy to find out that my passion for nature could be put to good use. Now, like I say, my connection with nature goes back to infancy, and I say that because I was actually raised in a campground. I was born in Los Angeles, but as an infant my mom and dad decided that they wanted to move up to Redding, California. So they packed up the stuff and moved up to Redding, and my dad didn't have a job lined up or anything, so my parents stayed at a campground up at Lake Shasta. So every evening I'd get my bath in a bucket on the picnic table bench, and my mom would draw the water out of the campground faucet and heat it on the camp stove, and we'd go off to sleep in our tent at night, and we'd do the whole thing all over the next day. Now, obviously my parents are outdoors people, and that became a big part of my life. My mom and dad, my dad was an avid fisherman, we'd go camping every summer at some beautiful lake up in California, fishing, camping, so I got a real nice connection with nature, really enjoyed that and started to look forward to it every year. But my connection really got intense as a young adult. About 15 years old, I took up hiking. And I love hiking to this day. I'm still passionate about it, something I do regularly. And the thing I like about it is it gets you into the backcountry, away from the people and the campgrounds and the roads, and you're really back in the wilderness where you have this spiritual connection with nature, this deep connection that really inspires you to want to protect nature and look out for her. And so that's kind of where I'm at with my feelings toward nature. Now, when I got my job with NV Energy, I liked my job, and I don't want to say that I didn't like it at the time I got it, but I'd kind of look at people who had jobs they were passionate about, and I'd be a little bit envious. And then one day I realized that I could be that guy. I could use my passion for conserving the planet at my job at NV Energy. NV Energy has one of the largest fleets in the state of Nevada, and what we do, other people are going to follow. If we put in electric infrastructure for vehicles, there's going to be electric vehicles in Nevada. If we put in CNG infrastructure, there's going to be CNG infrastructure. So I could really make a difference. And once I realized that, I really became passionate about my job and enjoyed it a lot more, and have been really happy being in fleet services around the vehicles. The disappointing thing is it's hard to find time to study all this stuff. The clean energy field is such a dynamic field, and it's changing all the time. To study it, you really have to stay on top of it and spend a lot of time, and that was a struggle for me. So when we got this assignment, I thought this is a perfect opportunity for me to dig into something that I'm interested in learning. So that's what I did. And I kind of used my blog the same way, as I'd kind of take people along for the ride. I'm not an expert, and I didn't try and represent myself as one. What I would do is, say I wanted to learn about hydrogen vehicles, I'd go out and Google some stuff on the internet and pick up some articles and learn about it and write a blog post, and then I'd link back into my blog with the articles that I read out online, so people could kind of come along for the ride. They could see where I got my information, and I hoped that people would, like I say, get involved the way I do and kind of learn along with me. And I think my product came out looking pretty nice. I had some nice blog posts, and I thought it went pretty well. The disappointing thing was that there didn't seem to be those deep connections with people that Brett kind of talked that we should be establishing, where people communicate back and forth. I didn't get anybody that commented on my blog post. I didn't get anybody thanking me for commenting on their blog post. I did have a couple people retweet my blog, which was kind of cool, and I would seem like I'd pick up followers right along on Twitter. So there's a community out there that's hungry for people to join them, but they're not a real sociable community. And I'm not sure if it worked that way for you, or if that's just kind of indicative of social media or not, but that was my experience, and I had no experience with social media before I took this class, so it was all new to me. I really enjoyed having the opportunity not only to study something that I'm passionate about, but to learn about social media, because I didn't know anything about it. I found that there's some really nice stuff out there, things that I didn't expect would be as interesting as they are, and as productive as they are. And I'm not sure how much of this I'll keep going forward and how much I'll discard. I think once the class is over, I'll have an opportunity to get out there and kind of play around with some of these platforms a little and see what I really like and what I want to keep. But I'm really happy to have had the opportunity to learn this, and it's been a great semester, and I've been happy being in your class, and I want to wish you all a successful end of the semester, and thanks again.